Welcome to the AfroCentric Woman, where our mission is to inspire Black women to heal core wounds and embrace a luxurious and abundant lifestyle. Thank you for joining me. Let's talk, sis.
Okay, so one of the most important things about um, sugar babies and strippers, but in different ways, is fantasy. You want to be a fantasy, and you want to not only you want your presence to not only be associated with spending money because you know you have to invest to get that, but part of being worth, part of justifying the cost of engagement with you is the fantasy that you provide. So earlier when I was talking about being intricate about your appearance, very detailed, that is part of the fantasy, but also what you present to him. So I've talked about this in other videos like my what how to talk to men. You are being authentically you, but you're sharing the best of you that you have available. So you're not digging up your baby daddy drama. You're not digging up past boyfriend drama. You're not talking about who you are at odds with your family. You're not talking about drama at work. You are bringing the best aspects of yourself to pull him into fantasy. Like you're all like he's gonna be confused. Like every time I talk to her, she's pleasant. Every time I call her, I smile. Every time I call her, she has some type of joke or, she's just like an angel. That's the type of fantasy that you want to create. Now, um, keep in mind, all the tactics that I share on this channel do not work on Dusties. So don't even try it. Don't even try them on your Dusty. These work on provider men, like real men. Um, it works. Be the fantasy. So being the fantasy is that look, it's also the attitude that you have. Um, on a side note, doing things that he enjoys on an upscale level. So doing an activity will help bond you. Like he'll guys bond by doing things with their buddies. So you kind of want to insert yourself into a situation where he's doing something with you, like rather it be going on like a murder mystery thing or playing golf together or maybe volunteering together somewhere like, handing out food at a soup kitchen. Just something that you can do with him that will bond him to you. And you want to present the best that you have. Like, always present the best that you have to him. He is not your therapist. Don't try to get therapy with him. Don't try to sit up here and hash out different things that you haven't figured out. Don't ask him for something in his area of expertise, right? Ask him for something that you need a specific solution on, but don't just vent and go on and on about something that kills the fantasy. Stay, pull him into your fantasy world to where he gets addicted to it. He can't, he wants to be in it all the time. It's just such a breath of fresh air. It's just everything. It's total opposite of his work environment. So, you don't have to correct him. And let me give you another little tip that I've learned recently that helps keep the fantasy going. Don't say no. Don't say no. Try not to say no to him. He's going to try you, but don't say no. And don't get offended about sex because unfortunately we live in a time where sex comes up very fast. Like sex comes up like the second date, third date, they're already like, come home with me. Um, don't get offended. Don't blow up on him. Obviously, he's attracted to you. That's why he's spending money. That's why he's taking you to a 5-star restaurant because he's attracted to you, obviously. So they're always thinking about sex, like all day, every day, and they're thinking about sex while you're talking at dinner. They're not listening to you, they're thinking about sex. So just understand and accept that that's just what it is. So instead of getting upset when they try to invite you to their house and like blowing up on them and ruining the fantasy, just, oh my gosh, babe, I've been thinking about that. Like, it's gonna be good. As soon as we get to that. And then just change the subject, change the subject. But, you don't have to say no, right? Yeah, saying no breaks the fantasy. So try to think of different ways that you can redirect them without saying no. So this has to do with your mouthpiece a little bit too, but just get good at that and try not to take it personal when they want to have sex with you. In fact, I mean, think of it as a bonus. Like if they want to have sex with you, that just means you can get more stuff. Like that just means that you have more leverage. Like they're the ones who want the sex. Like, I mean, now that I have, I'll do another video, but like now that I have control of my emotions, like I can live with it. I can live without it. I'm not like, I don't have to have it. I'm good. So they're the ones who need it, right? They're the ones who pay for it. Like women don't pay for dick, guys pay for pee. So obviously one is more valuable than the other, right? So he wants it. Fine. Okay. Well, you want something. I want something too. So how are we going to make this happen? Keep him in the fantasy. Be the fantasy, like with your looks, your appearance, the way you walk. Think about like the way you carry yourself. Think about conversation that you can have. Have some different conversation. Have some different conversation topics that are fun and upbeat. Think about the environments that you suggest to him as far as the lighting, as far as, luxurious things that all pull him into fantasy. Okay. All right. And then the next one is be a professional ego stroker. Both sugar babies and strippers are both really, really good at this. Okay, so I think I've shared with you in other videos that you should not be stroking anybody's ego that is not like spending money on you. Okay, that is the exchange. So you don't stroke men's egos for free, and you don't stroke men's egos who haven't invested effort into you. So you don't stroke their ego as a way to audition to be on their team. You don't stroke their ego to impress them, to want to spend on you. No, you a little dab, just dab on it, just dab on it, dab on a little bit of ego stroking to pull them into the fantasy, and then start rewarding them with effort. So when they book the date, then you can reward them with ego stroking. Once they pick you up, you can reward them with ego stroking. Once you order and they're telling you order what you want, then you stroke their ego more, right? When they're trying to take you out again, then you stroke their ego more. Once they're sitting there and they're paying for all your stuff at the 5-star restaurant and you are getting everything paid for and the valet and everything, you stroke their ego. So yes, that pulls them into the fantasy. That has everything to do with your mouthpiece. But you need to understand that your ego stroking is very valuable and it should never be free. So when they're spending, you're stroking. When they're not spending, you're quiet and unavailable. You see how that works? So learn about the things that are important to him. If he is, takes pride in his yard, then compliment his yard. If he takes pride in his kids, tell him he's doing a great job as a dad. Like, oh my God, your kids are so smart. Like they get it from their daddy. Like you are so smart. Like you're doing a great job. If they get satisfaction from, or if they take pride in their house, stroke their ego about that a little bit. A little bit. You don't want to stroke it too much until your name is on the deed. You see what I'm saying? but stroke it a little bit, like, and then put yourself in there. Like, I can see us, you building a house like this for me one day, maybe, I don't know, but think about it. Like, make sure that, make sure the ego stroking is commensurate to what he's spending. Okay. Don't overdo it and don't over compliment. So you don't want to put yourself in a position where like, oh, you're so handsome. Oh, you're so fit. Oh, I love your this, your that. Like, let him do that for you when it comes to appearances, right? Let him do that for you. Don't stroke his ego to blow his head up about his appearance. Unless there's something he's insecure about and he's spent a lot of money on you, then you can stroke that. But try to stroke more so his accomplishments so that he knows that you're a woman who responds to action and effort. And then also stroke his ego a lot, anything he does for you. So when he does something for you, he gives you money, like, oh my God, babe, you're such a provider. You make me feel safe. You make me feel secure. You make me relax. Like, I feel like I can kind of let my hair down with you, like, because I know that you make sure that I'm good and I really appreciate it. Go overboard as far as stroking his ego as it pertains to stuff he's doing for you, more so than, things he's doing for other people. The next thing is to be a good listener. Be a good listener. Listen to him, go on and on, ask questions. Don't sit up there and talk. Like, you need to know the only way you can learn how to properly attend to him is to listen to him talk about himself. Um, a lot of times guys will try to hold back, but normally they cannot resist the urge to talk about themselves. It's almost like they can't contain themselves. So you want to ask questions, just ask him questions about his day, about what he has on his mind, about what's on his bucket list, where he'd like to travel, what's, some good places he's ever been in life. Um, Ask him about what was challenging for him in university. What were some of like, did he have any like professors that made an impact on him? Um, things that he overcame and how he did it. Just like by the time he's finished answering that question, reflect on it and ask him another one, you know, and just let him go on and on about whatever and just listen. Be a good listener. Really just let him talk and just listen. And that is going to make him associate you with the fantasy, with the, oh my God, like, because they're really in love with themselves, right? They love the sound of their own voice. So, whatever. Let him listen to his own voice and fall in love, fall even more in love with himself, because some of the love for himself is going to spill over to you and he's going to associate you with the love for himself, and he's going to think that loving you and giving you what you want is the best way to love himself. That's the game. Okay? That's the game. Really, you're almost like an extension of his love of himself. Okay? He's like, I love myself so much that I want this fantasy in my life, and how much do I have to spend to have it? And that is what I'll spend to have this in my life, because this is what I want. Okay, the next one I have here is being consistently put together. That really goes back to the appearance that I was talking about, the visual appeal, which was the first thing that I said. But when I say consistently put together, it means that you're not slipping ever. And I know people like, oh, well, I want a down day, or like, I just want a day I don't do anything. Well, don't see him that day. Literally, like, strippers cannot come onto the floor like, oh, I didn't feel like doing my makeup today and I don't feel like wearing my stripper shoes. I'm just gonna wear my flip-flops. Like, you can't work. You can't. You need the heels. You need a long wig. You need lashes. You need sparkles. You need glitter. You need the right type of thong and the right type of like tassels and this and that. Like, no, you cannot step onto the floor without your uniform on. And it's the same thing when you are dating for the purposes, or you're dating with the intention of having a man invest into you, because you don't want to just show up looking any type of way. Like, that's the whole point of the fantasy. That's the whole point of the requirements and the standards of a certain level of treatment, because look at me. Hello. And keep in mind, I'm like a reformed lazy girl. Like, I'm a reformed lazy girl, like don't want to do my makeup. I'm naturally pretty, don't want to do it. Like, yeah, maybe I am, but I get treated better when I have lashes and makeup on and contour and a dress and heels. So why not? And it's always good to be like, why not be a little bit overdressed where you go? Why not? Because I always find that I get treated better by women and men. Hello, by women and men. And it's even to the point now where I already know there's certain dresses that for whatever reason white ladies like. So if I go somewhere on a certain side of town and I may like be at a certain restaurant and I know like younger white people work there, just white girls work there, and they just attend to me better. Like, I love your dress, you know, and they'll just attend to me better. It's across the board. It's that consistency. If you want a certain level of treatment, when you invest into your appearance, it looks like that is the only way to treat you, is to be attentive to you and to be catering to you because of the way you carry yourself and the way you look. So be consistent. Be consistent. You know, even the details, like let's say further down the relationship line and you're in a committed relationship with a generous provider, think about how you go to sleep and think about what you wear around the house. Even to that consistency. Like, you're not going to be wearing a raggedy t-shirt and like beat up old stained pants, right? And sleeping in whatever. No, like nice lingerie. It can be comfortable, but just be detailed. Like, have your lingerie be nice, consistently. You don't want to get into a relationship and let yourself go. You keep up everything so that you can keep being the prize and keep requiring a certain level of treatment, and keep your husband or your boyfriend or your man on his toes to know that she is not let herself go. When he sees you walking out of the house and you're dressed to the nines, he don't know where you're going, you know? So he's not just seeing you going out of the house looking like a ragamuffin. You're going out of the house looking put together. You could pull another man or you can come back to him. It's his choice. Is he going to keep working for you, or is he going to let another man enjoy all? And he didn't invest so much money in you. Does he really want to let his money, like his investment, go at that point? Does it make sense? So be consistent with your looks. Right now, this is something that the strippers are good at. I mean, typically sugar babies kind of get monthly investments. That's always the gold standard for sugar baby lifestyle. You want to have a man, consistently like doing something every single month, where you're not like, babe, can I have, you're not asking every single time that you just get to the type of rapport and the type of relationship to where they're just taking care of all the bills or some of the bills or some type of expense every single month on the dime. And then you have how the relationship is going to flow from there. Now, with strippers, it's more of a pay as you go thing. So, this is important to remember, because it's not like a man comes into the club and he spends X amount of dollars on a lap dance, and then he tips her, and then that's it. Like, she's not obligated to attend to him for the rest of the night. Like, as long as you keep spending, I'll keep staying here with you. There's different services, the VIP room, a drink, a lap dance, a private dance, or whatever type of different services that they have at the strip club. But it's not like you're going to spend the money on me this one. Like, it's not like a front loaded thing where you pay this one. Oh, well, he gave me $200 for the lap dance, so therefore I'm going to keep with him all night. That's not how it works. And it shouldn't work that like that with you either. Like, don't let him love bomb you and then back off and think that he's going to get the same level of attention from you. No, it doesn't work like that. Like, okay, you took me to these 5-star restaurants, you did all this stuff, and then now you think you can back off and I'm going to stay around and I'm going to keep on doing for you. No. If you want continual attention and affection, then you are continuing to pay. So you might want to call it pay as you go, whatever, pay as you go mentality, and maybe that has a little bit to have him associate your presence with spending money. You could think about it like that. But what I'm really trying to let you know is that they don't get to just spend one expensive thing, or like, oh, well, I bought you, you know, this bag, or I bought you this piece of jewelry, or I paid your car note, so you owe me forever. No, no, baby. You paid for that, and we spent time, and like, I stroked your ego. Okay, so that got used up. So now it's time for the next investment. So the same way strippers would not sit there and entertain somebody like after they gave their lap dance, you don't need to sit there and continue to entertain them, because I've already talked about that too. We are literally their entertainment. You don't have to continue to entertain him and he's already spent his money. He already used it up. Lastly, be a status symbol. Be a status symbol. So be a little bit aloof. Don't be available to every type of dusty man. You don't want to fraternize with dusty males and then go for a high caliber a dude with money, and you got pictures all over your social media with dusties, or, hanging out in dusty situations and a dust bucket situation. Be a status symbol. Like, you're leveling up on your inside. You level up your finances on your own. You level up your appearance. You continue to refine yourself. You start mingling in, more different circles, higher status symbols. You are continuous to level yourself up so that you are that status symbol. Because, yes, we choose men who are already made. We don't choose men who are on the come up, right? We want men who are pretty much established or darn near established, for our age group. Because, I'm really catering this information to women in their 30s and up. We don't have the time to gamble on a man who's building himself. If you are in your early 20s and you're dating a resident doctor, or you're dating someone in law school, or you're dating someone, who is on the trajectory to one day be established, you have time to allow him to establish himself. I would say don't commit, keep dating around. But if you want to continue to interface with him and, be in relation with him while he builds himself, you have time. Because whether it works or whether it doesn't, even if you spend 2-3 years, you still are in your 20s. So try again, or say abandon that and just find somebody who's established. Either way it goes, you have time. You're in your 30s, mid to late 30s, or whatever, you don't have that kind of time. And sometimes people just don't want to gamble on it, or sometimes they want money now. So in that way, you're going to find somebody who is already established. Well, he's left the pick Misha, right? Because a lot of times these guys are divorced, right? They married the high school sweetheart or the college sweetheart. It didn't work out because they married a pick Misha. They built themselves up, and now they're ready to get the woman that they really want. You want to be the woman that they really want. You want to be that woman that they never could get because they never had enough money. You want to be that woman who's so pretty, who's so put together, who's so almost unattainable, that like, oh my God, finally that I got my money up. I finally am established. Now I get to get the woman I really want. And that's going to be you. You're the woman he really wants. And so that's why you walk around with with the aura of being the status symbol. You are a part of his newfound accomplished life. You fit right into the lifestyle that he has been curating for himself. You fit into the lifestyle. Imagine yourself in the passenger side of a Porsche. Imagine yourself in the passenger side of a sports car or luxury vehicle. That this is the woman who belongs here with me because I finally made it. Be her. Know that you are her. Don't be a pick-me. don't don't be Barbara the Builder. Leave all those tendencies behind. Divorce yourself from them. You are the prize. You're the woman he's been waiting to insert into his luxury lifestyle, to his up-leveled lifestyle. You are the status symbol. Try, and I know you're probably thinking, oh my God, that's so degrading. I don't want to be an object. Don't objectify me. Listen, okay? Refer to the point I said about this being a game, and refer to the point that I said about taking your emotions out of things and being detached. Think about it how he's thinking. That's how they think sometimes. Now, you know you're more than an object. You know you're more than eye candy. But keep that to yourself, okay? Know that in your heart and in your soul. But when it comes to getting the lifestyle that you want, play the part. Be the status symbol woman. All right, beautiful ladies. So, again, I'm not encouraging you to become a sugar baby, and I'm not encouraging you to become a stripper. I'm encouraging you to look at how these ladies move and see if there's anything that you can um, use in your personal life that may help you. Because there's no reason to sit on the sidelines and be broke, and a man don't spend nothing on you, and then he go to the strip club and spend $2,000 when you should be getting paid. Okay, you should be getting some of that money. Why? You work harder than the strippers. Okay, you work harder than them when you're entertaining a man. They entertain him for a couple of hours and they get paid way more than you. You're entertaining him all night or all day, and you're coming up broke. Well, that's on you. You have to accept that. It's on you at this point. You can either get in the game and get some resources funneled to your household, or you can sit on the sideline and watch the sugar babies and the strippers win. Continue to win. Thank you for listening to the Afrocentric Woman. I do look forward to listening to your comments below, or rather reading them. Thank you for listening. Peace.
Thank you so much for sharing your time and attention with the Afrocentric Woman. Special gratitude to our subscribers. If you'd like to stay connected with this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell. If you like this content, please hit the like button. If you have any comments or thoughts about the content shared, please drop down into the comment section and let us know. Remember, you are worthy, you are enough, you are unique, and you are lovable. And I appreciate you.